bonding.
Yeah, especially after I gave him coaching advice.
We're not bonding. You know nothing about basketball.
I think there's a job offer coming.
I'll bet you sit next to McNamara.
Don't be stupid. Real men get tested for cancer. I'm living proof that early detection can save your life.
New York Sash is committed to improving the life of a local veteran with our Shower for a Soldier Bath Makeover giveaway. There are many veterans in our community who have suffered hardships that make simple tasks such as bathing difficult. Our thank you for their service is that one nominee will be selected as our Shower for a Soldier recipient and have a new tub or shower professionally installed by New York Sash. Do your part and nominate a deserving veteran today at newyorksash.com.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, it's 7:31, and Grannies on Grass. That's where we're going with J-Man here this morning. There is and this is a statistic that is real. There is a study that shows use among American senior citizens, marijuana is at record highs and on the rise, if you will. Here he is, Jerry. J-Man on the line right now. Good morning, J-Man Joyner. Good morning. How you doing?
Man, if I was doing any better, I'd need a twin brother.
That's great. I like that. This is no longer your grandfather. I've heard this. No longer your grandfather's marijuana, and he loves it. It does seem to be that way.
You know, seniors' increasing use of cannabis continues to rise as their alcohol use diminishes.
Okay.
A lot of people are replacing alcohol with cannabis.
Interesting. And, some would say that the alcohol is just as bad or worse even. Some would say that. But then, a lot of people I think, a lot of these seniors are not necessarily smoking it, but they're consuming it in other ways.
Oh, you're right on spot with that. When we ask people, do you smoke marijuana? Many of them say, nah, I don't smoke it, but I'll take a gummy or I'll do one of those drinks. The surge in these THC infused beverages is just all over the country.
Yeah. In fact, we have one that's made right here in Utica that is, I'm told, pretty popular. So are these people that are really kind of reliving their Woodstock days, or is this just a new avenue? Something? I mean, what are you learning with the study?
Well, we know that there's greater acceptance in today's time. Legalization for adult use has surpassed half the nation. 38 states have some type of robust medical program. So both acceptance and the legal access. Not everybody wants to go to the street dealer on the corner to buy a bag of weed, and now you can go to just about any shop on the corner in many states and buy a bag of weed or a bag of cannabis or a drink. Or my 87-year-old mother rubs a THC cream on her foot. It doesn't get her high, but it sure gives her some relief.
Yeah. And you think about the medicinal part of this, seniors using marijuana for chronic diseases like heart problems, diabetes, high blood pressure, dealing with pain from things like cancer or COPD. This is what the research is finding.
Yeah, number one thing we hear on the street is sleep. My good friend Turt Pipkin is a good friend of Willie Nelson's. He said, man, all our crowd, we like those gummies because it helps us get a good night's sleep. And we know how important sleep is to the restoration part of our health. So I think that's a big factor of it also.
I mean, you have been a proponent of cannabis for a long time. Did you ever think you'd reach this point where it was, man, I got to tell you, you go to somebody was telling me in Armory Square, in Syracuse. You walk through Armory Square, used to be a big business district and bars and restaurants and shops. All you smell is marijuana. Go through New York City, all you smell is marijuana out on the streets. Somebody takes a lunch break. Instead of a sandwich, it's marijuana, and the sandwich comes afterwards, I believe.
And you know, somebody that's, as I've used cannabis for a half a century, I'm kind of put off by that smell when I come around the corner myself. I'm like, whoa, I wasn't expecting to get a big whiff of that. And I think that takes away, many people want to embrace that Woodstock era, but I think the future of all this is in the edibles and in the drinks much more than it is from the smoking aspects of it.
Yeah. And what do you feel about smoking and cancer? How it is? Is it different than cigarettes? I imagine you're still putting smoke in your lungs.
You sure are, and there's carcinogens that you're going to get of different types. Whether it's the paper that was rolled with, there's not a strong value to the smoking aspect of cannabis other than the instantaneous effect. If you're a cancer patient and you're not nauseated because you took a couple of hits off of a joint, well, I think you're less concerned about, what it's going to do to your lungs. Now, Willie Nelson, he doesn't smoke weed anymore. He doesn't vape. He doesn't smoke weed. He gets his THC through edibles because at 92 years old, his lungs it won't take that. I don't smoke as much. Now that the availability of these gummies and these drinks and other ways of getting the THC into my endocannabinoid system, not as much of a need to go smoke it.
That's the endocannabinoid system.
The old endocannabinoid system. Of course, Chief. The old endocannabinoid system.
That's the big term of the day. I'm going to take that with me into the weekend. I like it. By the way, you're the host of a TV show and podcast called Weed and Whiskey. You can look for it. It's out there. If it's marijuana, if it's cannabis, whether it's gummies or edibles or the smoking stuff, J-Man is your man. As always, we appreciate your insight, Jerry. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Have a great one. Jerry, J-Man Joyner. He's a busy guy, Davey. Marijuana is a big topic.
The old endocannabinoid system, Chief. Yes, of course.
To go right into the...
What is the endocannabinoid?
I don't know. I got to tell you, if you're a young parent and you're pushing your stroller with your baby, and all of a sudden you're waiting to cross, and there's somebody smoking marijuana, and it's like the smell is all over. That's not good. No. And just like having somebody with a cigarette, I wouldn't want that.
But there's some people who say, well, if someone was drinking in a bar, I'd be smelling that on their breath.
I guess
too. But I mean, it's just more socially acceptable.
Yeah, the one thing is does seem to be true though is if you're smoking marijuana, you don't. When you're talking to somebody, you're not spitting. Spitting is the theme today.
That is the
you're usually not spitting on
Brought
people.
It right back around nicely.
But alcohol, you're spitting all over them.
Yeah.
I mean, think of the spit that gets thrown around in a bar.
Conversely, though, you kind of need to have some sort of a idea about if someone's smoked and they're driving. I mean,
that is true.
Got a pretty good inclination of if they're drinking and driving.
Right.
And here we're out here driving on the road, and someone could be smoking marijuana at the same time. So that is a concern.
We've all been pumping gas, and there's a car waiting for somebody in the driver's seat, waiting for somebody inside the convenience store, and it's like a Cheech and Chong movie, the smoke coming out of the car. That ain't good, and that is illegal, and could cause a problem. So, yeah, boy. All right, listen, we'll do a quick break. We'll do Micah's free money question of the day. Let's do news first. 7:39 at WIBX.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. A domestic violence case involving several people resulted in the arrest of two men in Utica this week. 31-year-old Elijah Mitchell of Utica and 40-year-old Dwayne Floyd, also of Utica, face several charges, including the endangering the welfare of a child. That full story is up on our news site. Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers asking for the public's help in locating this week's wanted person of the week. Utica police are looking for Daniel E. Brown of Blandina Street. There's a bench warrant and 3 arrest warrants detailed along with a photo at WIBX950.com. Any tips can be phoned in and sent in anonymously at MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com or by calling their hotline. Former Oneida County Sheriff's Deputy Aaron Alshaman, who is charged with setting fire to the home where his girlfriend and daughter were sleeping, faces 1 count of murder and 1 count of arson. He was due in court Thursday, but the plea bargain hearing was moved to next week, September 11th. Dozens of people removed from a food manufacturing plant in Cayuga County following an immigration raid. Agents and law enforcement officers arrived at the Nutrition Bar Confectioners facility in Cato yesterday as part of a U.S. Department of Homeland Security criminal investigation. About 100 people were working when the raid occurred. Some 400 contractors packed into a hotel ballroom yesterday in Syracuse. The companies are looking to get contracts to help clear out some 700 acres of land for the future Micron plant coming to Clay. Central New York Lotto players are going to be lining up in the next couple of days. They try to win one of the biggest Powerball jackpots in history. At least $1.7 billion is up for grabs tomorrow night, making it the third largest jackpot in lottery history. Meanwhile, one expert says not to use Quick Pick. Quick Pick, which allows lottery computers to randomly pick the numbers for players, very popular. About 70 to 80% of players use it. But lottery expert Don Nettles warns the machine algorithm could be flawed, with a system capable of spitting out duplicate numbers, which could increase the likelihood of sharing the big prize. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Patchy fog for us here this morning, otherwise mostly sunny and warm today to finish out the business week, closing in on 80. Chance for showers and storms overnight tonight, middle to upper 50s. Showers and storms Saturday as a cold front moves through, middle to upper 60s. Sunny Sunday, highs near 70. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, we have sunshine 55. Davey, it's time for Habaika's free money question of the day, and it is worth $250 today.
Yeah.
You're looking for caller number what?
Caller number 5.
Fifth caller right now at 315-736-0186. It is worth $250 at WIBX.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn-out sales presentations, just high-quality, custom-fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA, plus 0% interest for 18 months. Most homeowners qualify for the savings, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify. Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 on new windows. Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She can get a deal. Book telehealth if she feel.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Mattress Express's Labor Day sale is on. New York State's largest selection of mattresses. Save up to $1,350. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers, and we have no credit check payment plans. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
Hi, I'm Phil DiGiorgio. Planning for the future isn't always easy, but protecting what you've worked so hard for is important. The DiGiorgio Law Firm invites you to a free estate planning and asset protection workshop to be held on September 9th, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the DiGiorgio Law Firm offices at 250 Genesee Street, Utica, New York. Seats are limited, so call 315-732-3155 to reserve your spot. At this free workshop, you'll learn how to use trusts to preserve your home and assets from the high costs of long-term care, how to safeguard inheritances for loved ones receiving public benefits, and discover techniques to help you access Medicaid benefits for home care or nursing home costs without spending your assets down to zero. Take control of your legacy. You can't take it with you, but you can decide where it goes. Call the DiGiorgio Law Firm today at 315-732-3155 to RSVP for the workshop or to schedule your own consultation. Again, that's 315-732-3155. The DiGiorgio Law Firm. Start protecting your hard-earned assets now.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, Davey, today we're looking at $250 on Hobica's Free Money Question of the Day. It is from the Hobica Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobica, at 315-724-1600 is the number. And on the line right now is going to be Mike in Schuyler. Ready to take a shot here. Good morning, Mike. How you doing?
Good. How you been?
Good. And are you ready to take a bit of a shot here this morning?
I hope so. I hope I'm ready.
So this is worth it is worth $250, and what do we? I'm not going to give you a clue on this one, but it's been the clue I'll give you is it's been talked about. Okay, it's been talked about. All right, here we go. Here is your question. You have 7 seconds to answer. Get it in before the buzzer. What is Matt Vogel's largest role in his career to date? Matt Vogel, ready, go. Largest role in his career.
I have no idea.
The clue that I gave was it has been talked about. It has been talked about. Anybody? What's Matt Vogel? Largest role to date. I'm going to go to Tim Julian on this. It has been talked about.
I'm old, man. I don't know who
by
Matt Vogel is.
Actually by you.
By me.
By you.
Kermit the Frog.
The voice of Kermit the Frog.
And others.
That's right. But his most famous role is Kermit there. So. All right. Well, listen, Mike. You give it a shot. We'll give you the all-in-one food and fun card, and it is worth $25. Good at Aquavino or Babes or Taylor and the Cook. The Odd 72 will be opening up again soon as well. So
Should we put him on the ticket?
Maybe we should add you to the ticket.
Put him on the ticket.
How about if we add you?
We just get a 6-bedroom house instead of a 5-bedroom.
We're going to add you to ticket number 2 of our Powerball ticket tomorrow.
There you go,
night.
Mike. Think of me fondly.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, this could be worth millions.
This could be
this
huge.
could be the largest giveaway.
You could throw $250 bills out the window when you're driving around town if you win this one.
And you can thank Tim Julian for that.
And you can,
I just heard, and also too, I just heard that they said that they recommend not to do the quick pick because the odds are that
I don't buy it. I don't buy it either. I don't buy it. I just don't buy it.
I usually do. I usually do the quick pick.
Yep, I do the same.
They're trying to slow down the buying process so less people buy them, perhaps.
I think they're trying to create a story where they get clicks today.
I think
and
so.
everybody's thinking about that. So, all right.
Bill, don't worry. Don't forget too. The end of this month, the big release comes out with all.
Well, it's coming up. I believe Monday or Tuesday is the. Whatever the 9th is the announcement. So
yes, next week.
He's a big Apple fan, iPhone and all that stuff.
And a new iPhone, probably.
All right, stand by. Don't go anywhere, Mike. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, don't go anywhere. I wanted to tell you that we have on the line right now. I'm excited to bring for the very first time here on the air, for at least an interview anyway, is the guy that's really helped us out tremendously, and today will be his last day. Doug Callan has been doing the news for us for the last 3 months or so, and Doug, we appreciate it. Good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning, Bill, Davey, and Tim. I've enjoyed sitting in with you all temporarily over the last few months here.
We have as well those. Tell us a little bit about your
I've
background.
been doing radio news for over 20 years. I actually went through the Herkimer Community College radio TV program with Cal Sokoloff
I know you
and
did that.
David Champeau.
Yep.
A long time ago. I graduated in 1981 and went on to complete my degree at Fredonia. I worked in Syracuse and Albany. I spent time in Buffalo. I also did news for a while at WPRO in Providence. I know you worked there as well, Bill.
Yep.
I'm now working for a news service in Cincinnati, Ohio, so I've been around.
So
I know the Mohawk Valley quite well.
I have a friend, Kid Chris, who does mornings in Cincinnati, as a matter of fact.
Yes, I'm quite familiar with Chris at WBEN.
Yes.
We're not friends. He has this habit of calling my cell phone and connecting me with escort services here.
That's Chris.
Yeah.
That is
not something my wife likes all that much, I have to say. He is a funny morning guy, just not when he calls you at 1 o'clock in the morning.
I get that. But we want to thank you for all the work that you've done here. I'll tell Chris not to call anymore, as a matter of fact.
No. Please don't say anything. He hasn't called in a few years, so don't give him any ideas.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough. Again, we want to thank you.
It is my pleasure.
Yeah.
I also enjoy Davey. He's a great executive producer. Award-winning, Davey. You've done a great job.
Many awards.
Thank you for all of your help. He's a good man, Bill, so make sure you take care of him. Listen, to all the listeners here on this great radio station, WIBX, have a great weekend, everybody. It was great working with you, Bill. And we'll talk next time. That's the latest, by the way, here on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
All right. Well, thank you, Doug. We appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye now.
All right. Doug Callan, who
that is a
has
radio voice,
who has the pipes, right?
He does. He does.
The pipes, and has been filling in remotely for us. So the problem comes in when somebody says he mispronounced I can't just walk down the hallway and tell him to fix it. But he's done a tremendous job. We'll have, hopefully, somebody new on Monday.
There was a mispronunciation of Gaetano Stadium this morning.
There was. I did hear that. Well, it'll happen again at 8 o'clock, I can almost promise you. Nonetheless, we do appreciate that. Let me take Ann quickly, who's on the line, who does know how to pronounce Gaetano. Good morning, Ann. Good morning.
Good morning. I just wanted to update everybody. I got my PET scan results, and it's pretty good. Everything's stable. I'm currently stable, and
so if I could, Ann, for those that don't, that haven't followed along, we have been following along in our own careers, our own cancer careers. You're dealing with it once again now, and this PET scan has been very, very important because you're about to get some really big results on whether or not you've completed the treatment, right?
Correct. So far, the way it looks, I'm having chemo on the 10th and the 17th, and I'll know for sure Wednesday. That may be the 17th may be the day that I ring the bell. There is no change in the cancer, but it hasn't spread anywhere, and I'm currently stable, which I'm thrilled about.
Okay. Well, that's awesome news. And, I mean, really, that's what I almost feel like we're in a world now where they're trying to just stabilize. You may be living with it. At least I will for the rest of my life.
Right.
But they find ways to treat it. There are medicines that can treat it, and it's a whole different world. Not that every cancer has this option of treatment. Some can be really, really difficult and very much a challenge. But for you, this is your second time, right?
No, my fourth.
Your fourth time. Wow. Yeah, that's the other part of this. I feel like I feel like once you've, you got to keep your eyes open because once you've gotten it, it can continue to come back.
And they're going to be putting me on the Keytruda, the immunotherapy. And from what I'm reading, October 1st, they are now coming out with a shot. Takes 3 minutes, you get the shot, and you're done.
Wow.
Instead of the IV. Yeah.
Wow.
So they've certainly come
a lot of
long
stuff
way.
happening. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
but I just wanted to thank everybody for their thoughts and prayers, and thank you guys for your support.
You are a trooper. You're a fighter, and we appreciate it. And Ann and I are two people we're examples of you don't have to get along politically to be friends. Bottom,
That's right.
boom.
You're the best.
All right. Thank you, Ann.
We love you,
everybody.
Ann.
Have a good
We love you,
weekend.
Ann.
Okay.
Thank you. Love you guys.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Have a great weekend. Quick break. We'll come back, and I got another hour of this. Tim Julian's in. We have a loaded hour, a ton of stuff to get to. Even Scott and Kirkville will squeeze in and talk about weekend number 1 of NFL and weekend number 2 of college football. It's all coming up at WIBX.
In life, we're often faced with difficult decisions. When it comes to caring for our loved one, the choice can be overwhelming. But amidst the uncertainties, there is one decision that stands out as an act of profound love and gratitude: choosing hospice care. Hospice care isn't just about medical support. It's about honoring the journey of those who've given their all to their families. It's about providing comfort, dignity, and peace in their final days, surrounded by loved ones. Choosing hospice is a way to give back to someone who has selflessly given their life to others. At Hospice and Palliative Care, we understand the weight of this choice. Our compassionate team is here to guide you through every step of the journey, providing personalized care that respects the individuality and dignity of your loved one. When it's time to say goodbye, choose Hospice Care. Choose love. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties. Visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call 315-735-6484.
When you need us most.
Stop in to the 14th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 6th and 7th. There will be a delicious array of authentic Lebanese and Greek food and desserts. Beer and wine also available. An assortment of vendors, crafts, live music, dancing, and more. The 14th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 6th and 7th at the St. George Orthodox Church on 350 Higbee Road in New Hartford. A portion of the proceeds will support the Willow Network of Utica. Sponsored by Naimi Auto Group, Town Square Media, and Bill's Roofing.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Rob, this morning, I don't think Doug Callen really wanted to do that interview. And my answer to that is, trust me, he doesn't want to do the news, but he did it for us. I'm sure he probably didn't want to do the interview at all.
Nice.
How about the Kid Chris thing? I thought that was kind of funny.
You've pulled a prank or two in your time, I believe.
I have a few, and actually, Chris and I started together with that stuff. So,
oh, boy.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Brand Construction, if you have foundation issues, you really want to take care of this, and do not let it go through the winter months. If it's crumbling, if you're looking at cracks, these need to be repaired, and Brank is the team to come in. They'll assess the situation, give you a price, stick to that price, and get the job done right and right on time. If it's masonry work and concrete work, even basement windows, they do a tremendous job with those windows. They don't use wood to frame it in. It's always done in a masonry, so they're custom fit for your basement. Call them today at 315-894-3481. It's the More to Move You sales event at Steve Ponte Mazda. Save on a new Mazda lease. Enjoy 2.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-30s. 5s with 1.9% APR financing. Rick says also on the new 2025 Mazda CX-50s, CX-70s, and CX-90s. See the dealership for details. Mazda finished 2024 up 16.8% in sales year over year.
Let's make your deal.
Let's make your deal.
Let's make your deal.
On a new Mazda.
Ricky Z.
The man. Ricky Z at Steve Ponte Mazda. Yes, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. All right. About a minute or so. You're on the legislature.
County legislature, yes. There's a big... Up for re-election this year.
You are. And the
unopposed,
big,
though.
And the big... that's always good. And the big task, though, is... Chobani coming and housing probably is the biggest thing right now.
There have done a lot of studies on housing, and the question is there enough housing? And the answer is no. But if there was housing built, I mean, what would need to be built? We need more low income housing.
Right.
We need more market rate housing. We need more, and
that's where the St. East project.
There's always the question of what's going to occur, and the St. East project is sitting there. Really, my thought on that is to take this building down and take it down as quickly as we possibly can. It's kind of festered. We got it recently from the city. I'm on the steering committee for that, and recently I got that announcement. They said, "Oh, we hope you enjoyed your summer." I mean, what am I, 7 years old? I'm taking the summer off. I mean, come on.
And the quicker they move on that, the faster. I got to break quickly,
Go ahead.
And we'll talk more about it.
Yep.
On the other side, we have news coming up next with Doug Callen.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
National Guard troops will keep patrolling D.C. through November. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We continue to work to ensure that everyone that walks through these city streets is safe
That's D.C. Guard Commander General Leland Blanchard extending a Trump crackdown the president says has brought crime down to virtually nothing. But Washington's Attorney General has filed suit trying to end the Guard deployment.
We have Democratic leaders here kind of flip-flopping on their take on having this federalization here, but at the same time receiving a lot of praise for falling crime rates. Let's see what this is what D.C.'s AG Brian Schwab said yesterday about this lawsuit. He wrote, "No American city should have the U.S. military, particularly out-of-state military, who are not accountable to the residents and untrained in local law enforcement policing its streets." It's D.C. today, but could be any other city tomorrow.
That's Fox's Alexandria Hoff at the White House, where later today, the president, in an executive order, will rebrand the Department of Defense the War Department, what it used to be called, though a permanent name change would need congressional approval. Democrats keep calling for HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to be fired over vaccine policy changes and the firings of the CDC director and others, following a contentious Senate hearing when Kennedy sparred over and over with Democrats, telling Maggie Hassan,
You're making things up to scare people, and it's a lie.
Senator Mark Warner said,
Secretary of Health and Human Services doesn't know how many Americans died from COVID. Doesn't know if the vaccine helped prevent any deaths. And you are sitting as Secretary of Health and Human Services? How can you be that ignorant?
Some Republicans were also critical of Kennedy over vaccines, but President Trump is standing by him.
If you look at what's going on in the world with health, and look at this country also with regard to health, I like the fact that he's different.
Will the president trust the monthly jobs report coming out later this hour? It's the first one since the much weaker than expected July update that included massive revisions down in hiring for May and July, prompting the president to fire the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. America's listening to Fox News.
Millions are choosing NordVPN to stay safer online. Get NordVPN today with 77% off and up to 3 months extra. NordVPN will encrypt your online traffic and help you avoid phishing, scams, and malware. Get the special NordVPN deal today at nordvpn.com. This offer includes a 77% discount on a 2-year plan and up to 3 extra months. Savings and additional terms apply and can be found on nordvpn.com. The offer is valid until October 15th.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Well, President Trump is keeping close watch on New York City, saying he doesn't want a communist mayor elected.
I would like to see 2 people drop out.
That's current Mayor Eric Adams and Republican Curtis Sliwa. They and former Governor Andrew Cuomo, they're all challenging socialist Zoran Mamdani, who won the Democratic primary. A legal victory for the Trump administration. An appeals court overrules a judge's order to wind down operations of the Alligator Alcatraz detention facility in Florida.
When Governor Ron DeSantis and Homeland Security agreed to house illegal aliens at a makeshift facility at the Dade Collier Training and Transition Airport site, it had been a couple of years since the governor declared an emergency over illegal migration in the state, but a number of environmental agencies sued, saying the government didn't submit a proper environmental impact statement in accordance with NEPA, the National Environmental Policy Act. A lower court judge said they had to dismantle the facility. But the appellate court said the Supreme Court's already interpreted NEPA's function as purely procedural, and that such an environmental impact statement is only one input that goes into determining whether or not to build a facility. So Alligator Alcatraz can carry on for now, pending further litigation. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
The NFL is back with a dramatic season opener.
Despite a delay due to weather and Pro Bowl defensive tackle Jalen Carter getting ejected 6 seconds into the matchup for spitting on Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott, the defending champion Eagles are 1-0. Philadelphia defeated the Cowboys 24-20, getting 2 rushing touchdowns from quarterback Jalen Hurts.
Second and goal. Hurts again the tie. Now Chase. Now taken off to the pylon. Got there. Jalen Hurts for the second time tonight.
Sound courtesy of NBC. The Cowboys had the ball with a chance to take the lead late in the fourth quarter, but Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb were unable to connect on a 4th and 3 near midfield. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
There's also Friday Night Football, Kansas City versus the LA Chargers. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. A domestic violence case involving several people resulted in the arrest of 2 men in Utica this week. 31-year-old Elijah Mitchell of Utica and 40-year-old Dwayne Floyd, also of Utica, face several charges, including the endangering the welfare of a child. That full story is up on our news site. Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers asking for the public's help in locating this week's wanted person of the week. Utica police are looking for Daniel E. Brown of Blandina Street. There's a bench warrant and 3 arrest warrants detailed along with a photo at WIBX950.com. Any tips can be phoned in and sent in anonymously at MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com or by calling their hotline. Former Oneida County Sheriff's Deputy Aaron Alshaman, who is charged with setting fire to the home where his girlfriend and daughter were sleeping, faces 1 count of murder and 1 count of arson. He was due in court Thursday, but the plea bargain hearing was moved to next week, September 11th. Dozens of people removed from a food manufacturing plant in Cayuga County following an immigration raid. Agents and law enforcement officers arrived at the Nutrition Bar Confectioners facility in Cato yesterday as part of a U.S. Department of Homeland Security criminal investigation. About 100 people were working when the raid occurred. Some 400 contractors packed into a hotel ballroom yesterday in Syracuse. The companies are looking to get contracts to help clear out some 700 acres of land for the future Micron plant coming to Clay. Central New York Lotto players are going to be lining up in the next couple of days. They try to win one of the biggest Powerball jackpots in history. At least $1.7 billion is up for grabs tomorrow night, making it the 3rd largest jackpot in lottery history. Meanwhile, one expert says not to use Quick Pick. Quick Pick, which allows lottery computers to randomly pick the numbers for players, very popular. About 70 to 80% of players use it. But lottery expert Don Nettles warns the machine algorithm could be flawed, with a system capable of spitting out duplicate numbers, which could increase the likelihood of sharing the big prize. That is, if you win it. In sports, the Eagles beat the Dallas Cowboys last night 24-21 in a game heard live here on WIBX. The Buffalo Bills will be taking the field this weekend to start a journey they hope ends in a Super Bowl victory. The reigning AFC East champions are hosting their rivals, the Baltimore Ravens, at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. The Bills coming off a season where they came again short of the AFC Championship game by losing to Kansas City. Kickoff for Sunday night's contest scheduled for 8:20. The pregame is on WIBX at 8 p.m. The Giants ready for the start of another season. New York opens the year on the road when it visits the Washington Commanders Sunday afternoon. A couple of former Jets teammates could connect for the first time in a while on Sunday. Wide receiver Garrett Wilson said Thursday he's not kept in touch with veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers since he left New York for Pittsburgh. The Jets host the Steelers in their season opener on Sunday. Syracuse University football hosts its first home opener of the season, and seats are still available. The Orange will take on UConn at the JMA Wireless Dome as they look to earn their first victory of the season. The noon kickoff is scheduled for Saturday. Utica University Pioneers open their season tomorrow at noon at William and Jefferson College near Pittsburgh. Utica's home opener, the annual Believe Bowl, benefiting Believe 271, will pit Utica against Rensselaer next week, September 13th at Gaetano Stadium at 6 p.m. Morrisville opens their football season on the road at Keene University tomorrow at noon. Cortland hosts number 23 Grove City at home on Saturday at noon. Hardwick opens on Saturday at noon at home against Maine Maritime Academy. Meanwhile, Hamilton College will not open until next weekend. The women's final is set for the U.S. Open. Top-seeded Arina Sabalenka defeated fourth-seeded American Jessica Pegula in a 3-set battle to advance to her 3rd straight U.S. Open final. In the other semifinal match, 8th-seeded American Amanda Anisimova took down 23rd seed Naomi Osaka in 3 sets to advance. Men's play will resume today at the U.S. Open. The Mets were off last night. They play in Cincinnati for a 3-game set this weekend. The Yankees defeated the Houston Astros 8-4 last night. Their 4-game set continues tonight. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Patchy fog for us here this morning, otherwise mostly sunny and warm today to finish out the business week, closing in on 80. Chance for showers and storms overnight tonight, middle to upper 50s. Showers and storms Saturday as a cold front moves through, middle to upper 60s. Sunny Sunday, highs near 70. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Currently, we're at 57 and mostly cloudy, but we'll have a nice sunny day today. Tomorrow, bit of a washout, and then Sunday looks pretty good but cooler. All right, Deeds in New Hartford. I just want to read you a couple of comments that are out there. Oh, my God, Tim Julian, the effing man. Apparently they really liked your Kermit your Kermit question.
Okay, Bert.
Bill would never say anything like that. Okay. Frog playing a sound. Okay, now he's getting mean. And Bill will still ask him to play the Christmas show. Well, I would ask the mayor of Utica to do our Christmas show. Yes. Resources all go to the illegals because we have to take care of them first. Okay, now we're getting into the weeds here.
Yep.
Our local leaders allow. What is kratom?
Kratom is a
I don't even know what that is.
A drug that you see
it's
prevalent in these
worse
corner
than-
stores, and it's not regulated.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things that you can, you take it at your own peril. Really.
Yeah.
But they take it, they do, because it's a cheap high. It's similar to, you'd liken it to like the bath salts a few years back. Remember we had the big bath salt epidemic, and the trouble is, in these places that they do this stuff, and they do sell this stuff, what happens is they'll come in and okay, that's illegal. Now they change the formula and they call it something else. So then that's not illegal.
Right.
So you're kind of you're walking that fine line. It is an issue. It is an issue. And from the county's perspective, we're trying to, and the county executive is trying to, and I fully agree with this, go in and be able to do some enforcement and going in and checking these corner stores that we concern ourselves with this stuff.
Where this stuff is being sold.
And that's really a
well,
big
when you see somebody standing there up against the wall and they're just kind of
bent in half.
Or bent in half,
or
just they're on. It's either heroin or it's on one of these other synthetic drugs.
What's sad is the fact that if you walk up to somebody and you say, "Hey, look, you've got a problem," and we're going to take you in somewhere. That's deemed by the state, deemed by these organizations as, well, that's inhumane behavior. You cannot take them against their own will, but you can let them sit there on that sidewalk because they're choosing, clearly not in the right mind, but they're choosing to do that. That's the sad part. Is that you
and the Supreme Court has ruled, however, that you can remove these people if they're sleeping on the streets. You can prevent them from doing that.
Yeah.
But there are groups out there that say that's the wrong thing to do.
When you interview them, they don't want to go into a shelter because they're concerned about getting robbed. They're concerned about getting beaten up. They're concerned about the fact that they may be subjected to drug usage and things like that when they're in some of these shelters, and that's a concern also.
It certainly is. He goes on. Deeds goes on. Bring up the real effing issues, Bill. Bring up the real issues. Deeds, feel free to let us know what the real issues are. I promise you, we will bring them up. I will not hide them. I'm pretty good at bringing up stuff.
No, Bert.
I promise. No, Bert. Scott in Kirkville is the man. Good morning, Scott. Good morning. Happy football season.
Hey, listen, get ready for some football.
Yeah. Did you do well on college week debut last week?
Well, in game I did, and that's the hardest thing. With this transfer portal stuff, you don't know until the start of the game. Now, I did say this in producer Dave / talk show Dave / NASCAR Dave. He's got more slashes than Freddy Krueger. Bottom line is we watched the Boise State game together. And this is
that had to be fun.
This is where, well, that was, but the bottom line was, being a Boise State fan, I knew that the team total was 30 over under for just Boise itself was 35.5. And I told Dave, I said, they just lost their star running back. They lost their offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the worst quarterback I've seen in 30 years playing for them. I said, this is a rebuilding year. And South Florida beat them out right now. Everything was predicated on the market for what Boise State's done for the last 2 or 3 years. And this is the problem when you start college football, is everything's predicated on what they did the year before because they got nothing to go by. So if you can catch the market with teams that didn't do well last year, Indiana was a classic example. We gave out in Indiana about over-under team totals last year in college, and because they were lousy the year before, and we hit 10 out of 12 weeks because that's just the way it is, and that's why you got to look at college football. And I was looking at it. doing. But like I said, if you can bet in real time and see how the game has progressed, and that's
Here's
the way
the problem
to go
with
by
it.
now.
Here's the problem with real-time betting.
Right.
If you have like regular Spectrum, you're still getting it probably 20 to 30 seconds later than it actually happened. If you're watching on YouTube TV, it might be 45 seconds.
Right.
If you're watching on one of the boxes, it could be a minute and a half, 2 minutes where you're getting it delayed. And the apps, I think, do a really good job of not updating as quickly as you would want them to update, so that you may still get a bet in there thinking the game's going one way. And you have a solution to this, Scott. Your solution is commercial break. Do it during the commercial break.
Exactly. You do it the commercial. My point is, in college football, or especially, and in the NFL, I want to see who's controlling the offensive defensive line.
Yeah.
And you can tell usually in the first quarter who's actually controlling it and how it is, especially in college, because with this transfer portal, I mean, I didn't realize, and this is even crazier, Army, which I thought University, well, it's not University Army, but it's Army Cadets, I thought it was a 4-year commitment if you go to Army. Yeah. There was 12 transfer portals out of Army. Yeah. How do you get out of a 4-year commitment?
Yeah.
I mean, to go Army. So it's everywhere, but that's the way it is in college. It's college sports now. So the first couple of weeks you tread lightly in what you've seen, and you have to believe your eyes or not. That's the whole
I have
thing.
some comments here. Mike says, first, Bill, you should be wishing your wife a happy anniversary. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
27 years today. Can you imagine that?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
27 years of bliss on Herbie.
The over-under was 25.
The over-under was
The
much
over-under
lower.
was 25 in Vegas, Bill, but...
let me tell you, do you know where we announced our engagement? Do you know where that was? It's relevant.
On the radio station.
It was on radio, but it was in Mayor Hannah's office.
Wow.
Yeah. And everybody thought that was
what a lucky girl.
Frank, she's a lucky one. She's
a lucky girl.
Very lucky.
You're a keeper,
She knows
Bill.
it. She knows it. She knows it. So a happy 27th to my wife. Mike also says, I think we should start a petition demanding the NFL schedule Bills games at 1 on Sunday. Boy, do I hate the fact that the Bills now are in demand and those games are all over the place now. Late. Hate it.
Hey, listen, I gotta thank you again for having me a platform. I got another joke that I used last week that sounds like it's going to be part of somebody's stand-up comedy.
Oh, lovely.
It was the Aerosmith cancel culture joke. You know, how they changed the name when they thought they're going to get canceled because of the cancel culture. So they changed their one of their top songs titles to "Walk This Way."
That's funny. Yeah.
Yep. So that's going to be used. That's of course a couple years ago, and I did the Weekends at Bernie's Joe Biden joke. That kind of took off too. Even Charlemagne actually quoted it, so I don't know how Charlemagne's listening to your show.
I don't know either. Yeah, that is something.
Yeah.
Let's see. I have Kathy with a question for you.
Yeah.
Kathy, you're on with
Boston College
with Scott, betting guru, Mr. I win all the time. You're on with
Everybody does.
Kathy.
Everybody does.
Everybody does.
I'm going to win that lotto.
Winning. Okay, Kathy, you're on with Scott.
Well, first off, congratulations on your anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hey, Scott.
You should congratulate my wife. She's the lucky one. She's the lucky one.
Scott, I think last week Michigan State got tired in the second half. They looked terrible.
Kathy, that was...
And I also, there seems to be more transfers through the portal for Michigan State than the actual team. So how do you think they're going to do against Boston College? And I'll hang up and listen.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Kathy.
I heard you had a good time at Saratoga too. So
she did. Yeah, she definitely did. Yeah.
The thing with Boston College is that they benched their starting quarterback against Syracuse, and the backup comes in. Now the starting quarterback's starting for Florida State. So the backup quarterback for Boston College is now the starting quarterback. And you're right, Kathy. The Michigan State second half didn't understand. In fact, the only points they got was the safety. And it was kind of like watching paint dry or raking your leaves that second half. And I'm a little disappointed because it was only Western Michigan.
We need Doug
Flutie
back.
You kind of wondered that.
That's right.
I just hope that.
Yeah, I remember that.
So.
Scott, what do you think about Syracuse and UConn this weekend?
Connecticut. Ironically, once again, we're talking about college now, guys. The quarterback's a 7 years. It's been in the college for 7 years. In fact, this high school son's going to graduate from high school before he graduates from college, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, 7 years, come on. I mean,
that's unbelievable, yeah.
So it's the same quarterback that kind of drove Syracuse crazy last year. It should be a high scoring. That should be it. I think, once again, Syracuse games, the difference last year and the years before was the vertical passing game last year. If you look at everything else, we beat Miami because of that. We beat Georgia Tech because of it. We beat UNLV because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the key because it opens up the running game because you can't put 8 men in the box. So,
all right.
Over-under 57. Syracuse covers. It's probably going for 57. Let me give you my picks, Bill, because it's interesting. In college ball, to start it out, you got all these teams 37, 38-point favorites, right?
Yes.
But the over-under for both teams combined is in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
So the team that, for example, Penn State's 42-point favorite, but combined the over-under is 51. Well, if the opposition for Penn State scores just 7 points, that means that means Penn State's going to have to score 50, which goes over the 52 anyway.
Okay.
So if you're gonna bet Penn State minus 42, you might as well bet the team total, which is 48 points. I think Texas is going to roll against San Jose State because Arch Manning, if he has any shot with the Heisman Trophy, they're a 37-point favorite. But just bet the team total, Texas at 41. And I think that the one I love the best is going to happen tonight. Louisville's playing James Madison. They're a 14-point favorite, which is surprising. That's kind of low.
That is low.
It is low for them, but the over-under is only 54. So you can get right now Louisville over 34.5 total individually totals. That means that's just Louisville having to score over 34. I think they scored 35 easily.
Right.
So those games in pros. I know you guys are big Bills fans, but I tell you, I never thought the Bills would be an underdog to anybody at home. Maybe I don't think.
What is the line for Sunday?
Right, pick them or one. In fact, last night when I picked up the sheets, Buffalo's getting a point.
Yeah. Okay.
And the over/under is 50. And I think Baltimore's the only team I know in exhibition that takes exhibition seriously.
Yeah.
They want to come out and, producer Dave. I talked to him right before the exhibition started. I said, just bet Baltimore for the 3 games.
Yeah, they're going to be a little more.
So they always take it seriously because of Harbaugh. So I like that. I also think Giants will score more than 19 points against Washington, and I think Denver, which is supposedly kind of like the chic pick.
Yeah.
Denver last year over exceeded. They're open up against Tennessee. They're an 8-point favorite, but the over is only 42. So if Denver can't score more than 24 points themselves over Tennessee, I'd be totally surprised.
All right. Well, there you go. There are your picks for the weekend, and we'll see what happens. I did not realize Buffalo was the underdog in that game on Sunday.
Are you concerned? One thing. Are you concerned that there's more cannabis shops opening than Dollar Generals?
Okay.
They got one just open up in Bridgeport and stuff like that.
They're all over them. There's actually a drive-through. One with a drive. How do you do a drive-through? Apparently, there's one.
Just think of the run they're going to have on those neon lights that go around the windows.
That's exactly right, Scott.
I tell you though, they open up one in Syracuse called Flintstones, and they changed the catchphrase from Yabba Dabba Doo to Yabba Dabba Doobie.
Okay, there you go. Now you got one. Wrong sound effect. There you go. All right, Scott. Enjoy the weekend. Make a lot of money. Thank you. Okay.
Will do.
Make a lot of money. Chief on the line for Tim Julian, who's in studio. Chief, you're on the radio. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning.
He doesn't remember me as a chief. He remembers me at Cappy down at DPW.
Yeah.
I wanted to thank him because he was backing up the DPW early when I heard him this morning.
Yeah.
Probably the only mayor that really backed up the guys all the time he was in there.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
I was out plowed a few times with those guys, and the things they deal with on the streets is crazy.
Incredible. Yeah,
crazy.
And Chief, by the way, how are things going at Utica schools with the cell phone confiscation?
It's they did catch a couple kids yesterday. I don't know how they snuck their phone in. But
is it smoother now? Is it getting a little smoother after like 3 or 4 days?
A lot better now. It's still a little confusing at 2 o'clock when they let everybody get their phones back, but it's getting a lot better.
It is getting better. That's what I was told. So, all right, Chief. Thanks, man. Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you, Chief.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, go DPW. Yeah. All right, thanks. Got a break. Coming up, a movie that was made by a director and producer from Chittenango. And it's a horror thriller, Davey. He's in studio next. Ryan Schmel's coming up. We'll talk to Chief Dave Olney in Boonville, Dr. Shemaleski and Dr. Zielinski from the Falcon Clinic, Tim Julian in studio, much to get to, and news coming up at WIBX.
This station is brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls. For all your mobile home needs, it's worth the trip. Visit johnsmobilehomeparts.com for more info.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
Utica in the Mohawk Valley, it's not over yet, but hurry. The Labor Day sale at Mattress Express is still on with New York State's largest selection of mattresses. Save up to $1,350 on names like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Sealy, Purple, Puffy, the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort, Posh & Lavish, Therapeutic, Simmons Beauty Rest Black, Serta Eye Comfort, and Avocado. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers, and we have no credit check payment plans. Yes, that includes massage chairs too. Bring in any locally advertised price on a mattress we carry, we'll beat it. We'll beat it. In New Hartford, on Commercial Drive next to Pet Supplies Plus, in Oneida, in the Glenwood Plaza by the movie theaters. Go to mattressexpressny.com. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS, but hurry. The Labor Day sale is on at Mattress Express, but just days left.
Beautiful woodwork adds warmth and charm to any kitchen. But years of use can leave your cabinets worn and faded. When you call Enhance, we'll make your cabinets as good as new again in as little as 1 day for a lot less than you'd pay for traditional refinishing or replacements. Whether you want to renew your cabinet's original finish or completely change their color, just tell us the look you want and we'll help you get it. Or bring your hardwood floors back to life. With most Enhance renewals, you can use your floors again the same day. Plus, there's no mess, no dust, and no odors. Call Enhance today for a free in-home consultation. We'll explain the process, we'll show you how your cabinets or floors will look when we're done, and we promise you'll be really pleased with the price. And when you trust Enhance, you'll get the skilled workmanship and attention to detail we bring to every job. There's no obligation. Call us now at 738-1113. 738-1113.
They say you can't wear white after Labor Day. Tell that to Mother Nature. Snow doesn't check the calendar, and winter always shows up early in New York. That's why the smart move is to get ready now at the Winter Readiness event from Standard Heating, Cooling, and Insulating. Right now, you can get 18 months of interest-free financing with no down payment. Plus, enjoy fast scheduling and trusted service from the team that's been keeping you comfortable for decades. Don't get caught in the cold. Raise your standards and call Standard today, or visit standardco.com to lock in your savings.
He digs, he turns, he dives. It is a touchdown! It is a touchdown!
The NFL is on Westwood One.
Uncorks a deep ball, downfield, into the end zone. A crowd is there, and it is caught! Touchdown! Miraculous!
The NFL plays here all season long. on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey, portions of the program brought to you by the Good Feet Store. The Good Feet Store, where the pain, they take care of your pain. And it could be a neck, back. It could be shoulder pain. It may be coming from the way you walk. It's the Good Feet Store. Free, no obligation, personalized fittings. It's a free fitting and test walk. And this is a 3-step system which includes strengtheners, maintainers, and relaxers. 3 categories of arch support with varying levels of strength and support that work together to help you go pain-free. And it works. You can check it out at the Good Feet Store, 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. And you can call them at 315-999-3910. So I need you both to kind of scrunch together there. Yeah, I need you to move that way. Yeah. See that arrow right there? You want to be, yep. Even a little more. Just a little more. Perfect. Don't move anywhere. Don't go anywhere. All right. I don't know. I know I have Chris. Which one is Chris? You're Chris. Good morning, Chris. Good morning. Thanks for coming in. And this is?
I'm Ryan.
And all right, Chris, explain to me who everybody is. You're the producer, the writer, the director?
I created this. I wrote it back in 2009, and it's taken all this time. We did a successful crowdfunder in 2018, and we shot the movie in 2022.
The movie is called A44. It's a horror and thriller. You're from Chittenango. Are you both Chittenango people?
I'm originally from Auburn.
Oh, okay, cool. And what is your role?
I play Drew.
Oh, okay, you're in the movie. Yeah. So, all right, tell us, Chris, if you could, about the movie, which, by the way, is available, right? People can stream it and check it out.
You can stream it right now on Google Play and YouTube TV.
All right.
I grew up with horror, so it's a horror movie. I did a little twist on the zombie genre, and basically there's a message of love and compassion in there at the same time. So it's the main character has a connection with his mother, who is in poor health, and also the main connection with his dog, Indy the German Shepherd.
All right. Okay, cool. And being from Chittenango, I do have to ask, you have to know Kid Chris.
He was
Chris Foley.
1 or 2 years older than me, yeah.
Has he ever called you up and conferenced you with an escort service?
No, but
okay.
I do have a funny story with him.
All right, let's hear it.
Well, when I was in high school, they were into wrestling, and I just happened to be an unwilling participant in one of their wrestling things. I was walking down the hallway, and they grabbed me, and they ran down the hallway and did a little flip and smacked me down on the ground, and did a high five, and I walked away.
And you walked away.
Yeah.
And that was all done without cameras.
No cameras in the 1990s.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Our fill-in news guy, he has been calling him in Cincinnati, apparently, and conferencing him with an escort service. Apparently, his wife doesn't like that. I don't know. No. That's for another movie. How, Paul Buckley, I got to ask you, how did you not get a hold of this movie? Have you done anything with Paul Buckley at all?
No.
He is the film czar here in Utica.
No.
Nothing?
No.
You may need to hook up with him. Would you agree, Tim?
I would think that would be a great start because he would be able to, for future endeavors, be able to hook you up with scenes, spots, places to shoot.
Utica has more places for you to. So what type of places did you shoot in?
Well, we shot in my hometown of Chittenango, so the high school we went to high school in, and also the Syracuse area. So just train tracks, stuff like that.
And tell us about your role in the movie. Really tight on that mic, if you could.
So it's basically Drew. It's somebody that his character is known for his whole life, and he's kind of a not pleasant. Not sure what we can say.
Like a bully.
He's and
yeah.
By the end of the movie, you're kind of rooting for him. He comes around a little bit. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm looking at the poster here, and it starts out. It says A44, the vegan zombie. the vegan zombie. I think just the take on that alone is got my interest piqued right off the bat here. So
and there's and explain the German Shepherd tie-in.
So the German Shepherd is the main character and the German Shepherd have a very close connection, and if you love animals, if you had a pet, you're gonna understand it, and you might have feelings of you might be a little bit sad.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything bad happened, but it might give you other feelings other than being afraid and scared. This is like a unique horror movie.
Yeah. The horror genre is incredible because it has a huge following, and even the startups, the B movies, those making their way up have like sometimes even a bigger following than the blockbusters that hit the theaters.
Yeah,
I think that's interesting.
Love horror.
Toxic Avenger, for example.
What's that?
Toxic Avenger, for example.
Avenger.
What a whoever would have thought.
Mr. Halloween Man. Or Mr. Halloween is another
Student Bodies.
Student Bodies. Those
some of these films are just crazy stuff.
And is this your first movie? And
yeah, it's my first movie. I've been into. I've always wanted to make a movie. So when I was like 16, way back in the 90s, I saved up all my money to buy a car, and when I had enough money, I bought a camcorder because we didn't have cell phones back then.
Right.
So I've always been like shooting little videos and stuff with my friends and family, and I started a YouTube channel, and then this came about because of that.
Okay, cool. What is the YouTube channel, by the way?
It's called The Vegan Zombie.
The Vegan Zombie. All right, perfect. And then finally, I wanted to ask you, Linda, who is my former producer. I have a real history of someone was with me and then they're not with me and then they come back and then they leave and then they come back again. There's a real history of that. Linda was one of those. And I think her kids and grandchild are in the movie.
So her daughter and her grandson are both in the movie, and little Cody really wanted to be in this, and we have a little train track scene, this train track right here, where he's kind of walking down as a zombie.
Can you explain, if I'm correct, in real life, he wears a prosthetic.
Yeah.
So you took advantage of that.
Well, they contacted me, and
I know that.
They told me that, hey,
I don't feel guilty about it.
Yeah. So and he would love to be the part of a zombie. So he's kind of like,
because if you're a kid that has a prosthetic leg, you can either feel bad about it and
go either way,
or you can go the other way and be like, listen, it is what it is. This is who I am.
He's owned it. Yeah, awesome.
We have, of course, Jimmy Joseph is a great example.
Yeah.
He lost both of his legs, and in a wheelchair basketball event, he will fall out of the wheelchair and begin wrestling people who have legs. You're either going to embrace it or you're not, and it seems like Linda's grandson is like, this is me.
Yeah, he was very, very
and
happy
I'm going to include
this.
it in this movie, and it plays a role.
Yes.
Kind of fits into the zombie thing.
Yes, he's like carrying a boot, and he's kind of like hopping around.
Okay. All right. What else do you want people to know?
You can follow over on a44movie.com.
Okay.
We will, if anybody's going to make their way out to LA, October 2nd, we're going to be having a showing at the Lumiere.
Oh, that's cool.
And you can get all this information from our website.
All right. Okay, guys, thank you. Say hi to Linda.
Thank you.
All right, good stuff. Quick break. Update on the news coming up at WIBX.
Hi, I'm Phil DiGiorgio. Planning for the future isn't always easy, but protecting what you've worked so hard for is important. The DiGiorgio Law Firm invites you to a free estate planning and asset protection workshop to be held on September 9th, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the DiGiorgio Law Firm offices at 258 Genesee Street, Utica, New York. Seats are limited, so call 315-732-3155 to reserve your spot. At this free workshop, you'll learn how to use trusts to preserve your home and assets from the high costs of long-term care, how to safeguard inheritances for loved ones receiving public benefits, and discover techniques to help you access Medicaid benefits for home care or nursing home costs without spending your assets down to zero. Take control of your legacy. You can't take it with you, but you can decide where it goes. Call the DiGiorgio Law Firm today at 315-732-3155 to RSVP for the workshop or to schedule your own consultation. Again, that's 315-732-3155. The DiGiorgio Law Firm. Start protecting your hard-earned assets now.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. A domestic violence case involving several people resulted in the arrest of two men in Utica this week. 31-year-old Elijah Mitchell of Utica and 40-year-old Dwayne Floyd, also of Utica, face several charges, including the endangering the welfare of a child. That full story is up on our news site. Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers asking for the public's help in locating this week's wanted person of the week. Utica police are looking for Daniel Lee Brown of Blandina Street. There's a bench warrant and 3 arrest warrants detailed along with a photo at WIBX950.com. Any tips can be phoned in and sent in anonymously at MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com or by calling their hotline. Former Oneida County Sheriff's Deputy Aaron Alshaman, who is charged with setting fire to the home where his girlfriend and daughter were sleeping, faces 1 count of murder and 1 count of arson. He was due in court Thursday, but the plea bargain hearing was moved to next week, September 11th. Dozens of people removed from a food manufacturing plant in Cayuga County following an immigration raid. Agents and law enforcement officers arrived at the Nutrition Bar Confectioners facility in Cato yesterday as part of a U.S. Department of Homeland Security criminal investigation. About 100 people were working when the raid occurred. Some 400 contractors packed into a hotel ballroom yesterday in Syracuse. The companies are looking to get contracts to help clear out some 700 acres of land for the future Micron plant coming to Clay. Central New York Lotto players are going to be lining up in the next couple of days. They try to win one of the biggest Powerball jackpots in history. At least $1.7 billion is up for grabs tomorrow night, making it the 3rd largest jackpot in lottery history. Meanwhile, one expert says not to use Quick Pick. Quick Pick, which allows lottery computers to randomly pick the numbers for players, very popular. About 70 to 80% of players use it. But lottery expert Don Nettles warns the machine algorithm could be flawed, with a system capable of spitting out duplicate numbers, which could increase the likelihood of sharing the big prize. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Patchy fog for us here this morning, otherwise mostly sunny and warm today to finish out the business week, closing in on 80. Chance for showers and storms overnight tonight, middle to upper 50s. Showers and storms Saturday as a cold front moves through, middle to upper 60s. Sunny Sunday, highs near 70. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, 59 degrees and mostly cloudy with some sun starting to come through. Very foggy earlier this morning, and we've got kind of a nice day on the way today. Another one. In studio right now is Dave Olney, Chief Olney now. Good morning. And talk about dodging the bullet last night.
Good morning. Yeah, it was we got a call a little after 6 that there was some rotation and there was a
tornado
high likelihood of a tornado up north.
Well, you kind of knew it was so hot, and then all of a sudden the winds came in and it cooled off. Yeah. Those make for really good conditions for a tornado, supposedly.
Yep, and they definitely dodged a bullet. They said there was some serious hail going on.
Was there a touchdown, do you think?
Unconfirmed, possibly over in the West Leiden area, over on East Ava Road, over in that area.
All right. Boy, that would be amazing when you think about what we've already been through.
Yeah. Yep.
Weird. Yeah. Very weird. All right, but you dodged the bullet, you feel?
Absolutely.
You did see damage.
Over on East Ava Road, I came home that way last night, and there were at least one big tree on a house I saw, and it was dark and rainy, so I couldn't see too far off the road.
All right. Okay, you have a couple things to promote, including the Wyman Ride that is happening next weekend, right?
Yeah, September 13th, Saturday. The Wyman Ride from the Harley-Davidson of Utica. Kurt, as hopefully you all know, is a deputy sheriff that was shot and killed June 7th, 2011.
Yeah.
And this ride has gone on every year since we lost Kurt. It's free. I'm sorry, it's not free. It's the festival's free.
You feel free as you're riding down the
free for it's all inclusive. How's that? So
freeing.
A lot of people.
It's freeing.
A lot of people think that just because we're leaving from Harley and getting back to Harley that you got to have a Harley, but any motorcycle is welcome. It's a really good ride. It's escorted.
Except for Honda. I mean,
no, Hondas are good. Hondas are good.
Okay, all right.
I've had a lot of Hondas.
A little joke.
We have a really nice little ceremony beforehand, and then it's a really beautiful ride. The weather looks great for next weekend. We head out, make a stop at the lakefront in Sylvan Beach. It's usually the same weekend as the chicken wing run, so you get to watch just for a couple minutes some fast boats take off.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then we finish up the ride at Harley-Davidson of Utica, and then right after that is the Fall Festival at the Kurt Wyman Park on Judd Road.
Okay.
That is free, except for the food trucks, but there'll be food trucks there, the National Guard, fire departments, police departments. What else? We got bouncy
you
houses.
Want to introduce your wife? You can introduce your wife.
We've been introduced.
Okay. All right.
This is the lovely.
She knows you?
Dana, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but happy anniversary, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes. There is, Allie, you have a special place in heaven.
She does, yeah.
Direct line.
I think more than
elevator.
More than people really know. I would say.
But congratulations, that's a milestone.
Yeah. And then, if I could, your band is this weekend.
Actually, so we're tomorrow at the Dusty Puppies are playing at the CNY Stair Climb at the Irish Cultural Center from 1 to 4. That's an open party for people, and it's for the stair climb. And then Sunday at the St. George Mediterranean Festival, we're playing there for the first time from 1 to 4.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Be a lot of fun with the Naimi family.
A lot of great Mediterranean food. I didn't realize like the Mediterranean Festival is everything. Like it really is many different. Utica is kind of a melting pot, but it includes Italian food as well. I mean, obviously, on the Mediterranean, it does.
Did you see the face? Did you see the face?
I know you don't want to say it that way, but if it's just a Mediterranean fest, it includes Italians and Croatia and all of those places.
Yeah, that's
throughout.
fun.
However, my guess is there'll be more Lebanese.
Well, it is their, that church.
It is that church. I get it. But I don't know. I talked to Matt yesterday. He said, we've kept it open to all those along the Mediterranean. So that's a
great
area.
Great festival. We go every year, and this would be my first
We're really
year
blessed
working.
to have the Lebanese and the Mediterranean.
That's right.
Lebanese and food that we have in this area. It's really
it really
some
is.
of these restaurants are just crazy good.
And I got to tell you, if you're getting the I don't know what happened, but my wife had made tzatziki, and she said I could not get over to get Karam's pita bread.
Yeah,
and so she said I just picked this up at Target.
Just throw it out at them.
Are you kidding me? So I took one taste, and I'm like, and now I'm in the pantry looking for crackers because it just doesn't. You got to get the real stuff.
Yep.
There's such a difference.
And there's some great stuff around here.
Yeah. There is.
And I will plug her tzatziki. It's really good. So, my wife is Lebanese. She's not. But she's a wannabe.
She is happily married for 27 years.
That's right.
That we can confirm.
Believe me, it's been a whirlwind. She could be anything at this point. So, all right. Anything else you want to add?
No, just the fall festival on Judd Road, hay rides. We do hay rides. It's going to be from noon to 5. We'll have 2 hay wagons going.
And that park is incredible what you guys have been able to create there in his name.
Yeah, the partnership that we've had with the town of Whitestown and actually the state of New York with some pretty good grants. And we built a really, really good park. Robin Appler and Sean Coletta and Sal Granato and the whole team over there that really done a lot of really good work.
And I know there are a lot of people involved, and a lot of you guys could not do this by yourselves, but you spearhead a lot of this, you and Dana. And
there's the Wyman.
We appreciate that.
There's the Wyman Foundation. So it's a group of volunteers, most of which had never met Kurt and didn't know the family until this horrible incident. And we've been able to make this vision come alive. We're still trying to improve. I don't know if we'll ever be done. The park, 2 years ago, we opened the building there, and we're going to be working on a pavilion and some other things. So come on up. That fall festival, it's one of the last really nice weekends. Not hopefully, but it's usually a beautiful weekend. We got stuff going on all day long, and we go from there to the Believe Bowl. We have to we run out of there, go to the Believe Bowl, to do the national anthem for the Believe Bowl.
6 o'clock next Saturday night at Gaetano Stadium.
Yeah.
Or get to know.
What time's the ride start again?
So the ride starts at 10. The ceremony's at 9:30. We start registering about 8 o'clock. Thank you. and hoping to get a ton of motorcycles there.
Great.
My favorite part of our interview today was your wife rolling her eyes when I said Italian.
Bill, I've never seen her roll her eyes before. I've never seen her roll her eyes.
She laid it on pretty thick.
How did I miss it? I couldn't miss it. It was awesome. So,
this is what we call a signal.
My guess is you probably aren't going to be looking at ziti at the Mediterranean Fest this weekend.
No.
Probably not.
No.
So.
I go there for the rice pudding.
That, which is another thing that if you eat it from, like a commercial versus the real homemade stuff.
I've been behaving.
So
that's hard to.
It is
hard to walk away from.
There are a few carbs in that.
A little.
A little bit. All right, guys. Thank you. We appreciate
it.
Hold tight. I know there's a lot of talk on politics. We're going to go down that road on vaccines and what will be available, what should be available. And Dr. Shimoleski, Dr. Zielinski, the Falcon Clinic, both in to talk about that. Next, as we wrap it up here at WIBX.
When it comes to the ones we love, their comfort and dignity matter most. That is why hospice and palliative care is here for you. When you want your loved ones' wishes to be honored, when you want them to be comfortable, safe, and secure, and when you want them to be wherever they call home, hospice and palliative care is the right choice. Our team of professional doctors, nurses, social workers, and bereavement counselors are dedicated to providing compassionate care every step of the way. At hospice, your loved one is not alone, and neither are you. We are just a phone call away, ready to support you through this journey. Choose Hospice and Palliative Care, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison County for the comfort and dignity your loved ones deserve. For more information, visit our website, hospicecareinc.org, or call us today at 315-735-6484. Hospice and Palliative Care, Middle Settlement Road, New Hartford, serving Oneida, Herkimer, and Eastern Madison counties.
When you need us most.
Hi, I'm Lisa, owner of Fit Body Boot Camp in Clinton and Whitesboro. I couldn't be prouder of our amazing members. Take a listen.
My name is Juliana Carone, and I'm from New Hartford, New York. Clinton Fit Body Boot Camp actually found me. When I walked through the doors, I was concerned that I wouldn't be able to keep up because I am 68 years old. I was scared to death, but everybody was smiling, everybody was having a great time, and everybody just came out of the woodwork and greeted me. I have been there since March of 2024. Physically, I've lost 20 pounds. I've lost about 10 inches overall. I have a husband at home who has some health issues, and so I needed to be healthy to take care of him. It's given me more patience with him most of the time. And I sleep better at night. I can't say enough about Clinton Fit Body Boot Camp.
If you're waiting for a sign, this is it. The time is now to live your best life at Fit Body Boot Camp.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
We're your neighbors, friends, and your family. We care about our community, your business, and most important, you.
We support charities like the United Way, McMahon Ryan Child Advocacy Center. We're the members of IBW Local 43 and NECA Contractors. You don't just see our work, you live it. From the JMA Wireless Dome, hospitals, schools, and city buildings, the IBEW is part of the community.
Central New York's future is bright, and the IBEW Local 43 and NECA will continue to help light, power, and grow Central New York.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Tim, Julian, if I run out of time, I want to be able to say thank you for coming in here this morning. In Utica, Oneida County is one of the highest areas for lead in homes still, and lead poisoning for children. The docs could talk about this from the Falcon Clinic, but I can tell you right now, it is really bad for kids. And it's not just about a child that's a baby gnawing on the molding or something, it's in the air. When you open the windows, it comes in the air. It's that friction. Brain, nervous system, speech, hearing, learning, and behavior. It is something why kids are tested between the ages of 1 and 2. And if you are in a home built before 1978, there's money to help, whether you're the tenant or the landlord, up to $30,000 per unit in HUD lead hazard reduction funding. Go to leadsafeutica.com or call 315-724-4197. All right, in studio now is Dr. Zielinski, Dr. Shemileski from the Falcon Clinic. Docs, good morning.
Good morning.
Today we're talking about
telehealth.
Telehealth.
So if I could start off with a little
I went completely in a different direction, but
no, that's okay. Very important topic. Lead is still a very prominent issue in Oneida County, as you said, and all parents should absolutely get their children tested for lead at the appropriate time in accordance with current guidelines. We don't do lead testing for children at the Falcon Clinic, but still very, very important thing to get done. Which ties into what happens if you're a parent and your child has an issue and you need to call a pediatrician on October 1st or later of this year. So
what is happening?
So September 30th of this year, Congress is going to be meeting to discuss whether or not to extend the telehealth provisions that were afforded as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Right.
Now, these telehealth provisions made it possible for physicians, physician assistants, nurse practitioners, mental health professionals, et cetera, to bill patients' insurance and get reimbursed for phone and Zoom calls. Now, unfortunately, it looks like on September 30th of this year, Congress is not going to extend the telehealth provisions. Now, what that means is these phone and Zoom encounters are no longer going to be reimbursed by insurance.
Which means they're not going to happen.
Potentially. So one thing that we have talked about as an office at the Falcon Clinic, and I know other offices have talked about, is starting on October 1st, if the telehealth provisions do not get extended, hopefully Congress just does the right thing here and it's a non-issue for all of us. But if they do not get extended, offices may charge cash for phone calls or Zoom visits with the doctors. The other alternative would be to come in, but then it's a matter of how quickly can your practitioner get you in.
Two things here. Yeah. We have 3 minutes. So I'm going to go very, very fast.
Let's do it.
The thing that I think worries me is the nice thing about telehealth is when you have somebody who's really sick, you're not bringing them into the office.
Correct.
Doc, that's how that started with the whole COVID thing. You know?
And listen, I don't want the flu. Right, and
gastroenteritis, shingles, and so on and so forth.
So it's an issue.
Yeah. So what we would recommend here, anybody who's listening, please reach out to your local, state, and federal representatives and let them know how concerned you are about this. And again, hopefully as a result of public uproar, Congress is going to do the right thing on September 30th and ensure that people have access to their care.
Did you watch any of the hearing yesterday?
I did not.
My feeling is there's such divide.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hold your breath right now where we are.
And hopefully at the end of the day, though, access to care, whether it's, again, in person, over the phone, or Zoom, is a nonpartisan issue. If people need help, people need help.
Yeah.
And another thing that I'd like to give just a very brief nod to is mental health, because in today's day and age, many psychiatrists, counselors don't even have an office. They work from home. They do phone calls. They do Zoom visits with their patients. So if these patients lose access to their care, are we going to have the mental health situation in our country is already not great to begin with, as you're well aware, and I can't imagine that helping.
1 minute. The message is that you're trying to send today is reach out to your congressional office, to your state offices.
Yeah, and let people know this. I mean, this is a health issue for sure, and it is a convenience issue as well. When I say convenience, if you can't make it to your doctor's office at that moment there, Could you at least call and turn it into a telephone? Yeah, you
Which
could.
would then turn into prescription
referrals,
treatment.
blood work, X-rays, and so on and so
Anything
forth.
we can, unless we physically have to see somebody, to check for something specific or do a procedure, an injection or something. A lot of these things can be handled.
Okay.
Yeah.
And very, very briefly on, I think you might have mentioned
You got 7 seconds.
Okay, for the new patient situation, we do have a temporary freeze. We're
Coming
asking
soon.
patients to call back in about 6 months. Established patients welcome to call.
Falcon Clinic, Washington Mills.
Reach out to your representative.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
Another worse than expected jobs report. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, showing there wasn't much hiring last month. Just 22,000 jobs created.
Unemployment rate coming in as expected, 4.3%, so that would be higher than July's 4.2%.
Fox Business Network's Lauren Simonetti also has changes made to prior months' hiring.
June, it was revised down by 27,000, getting you to negative 13,000, and the change for July up by 6,000, getting you to 79,000.
Well, those are much lower revisions than we got in the July jobs report that cut hiring by about 500,000 jobs for May and June, prompting President Trump to fire the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. He has not reacted yet to this morning's update. Later today, we'll get another Trump executive order that'll make the Defense Department war again, rebranding it to a name it used to be called.
Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth will also be referred to as Secretary of War, according to the White House. The order instructs Hegseth to propose both legislative and executive actions to make the name change permanent, one of several initiatives the Trump administration is taking as part of what it calls its Warrior Ethos campaign. Public-facing websites and signage at the Pentagon will also reflect the name change.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. The Trump D.C. crime crackdown will continue. The National Guard deployment will be extended through November. The president says it's made Washington virtually crime-free, and he's planning to send troops to other cities like Chicago. Illinois Democratic Governor J.B. Pritzker plans to file a lawsuit when that happens.
We heard that would begin early on Saturday morning.
Russia's leaders reacting to a plan by 26 European countries to send troops to Ukraine after the war with Russia ends as a force to guarantee security.
Vladimir Putin issued a warning for those nations to keep troops out of Ukraine before the war is over. During a panel at the Eastern Economic Forum, Putin said, quote, "If any troops appear there, especially now while fighting is ongoing, we assume that they will be legitimate targets."
That's Tanya J. Powers. America's listening to Fox News.
Millions are choosing NordVPN to stay safer online. Get NordVPN today with 77% off and up to 3 months extra. NordVPN will encrypt your online traffic and help you avoid phishing, scams, and malware. Get the special NordVPN deal today at nordvpn.com. This offer includes a 77% discount on a 2-year plan and up to 3 extra months. Savings and additional terms apply and can be found on nordvpn.com. The offer is valid until October 15th.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. A domestic violence case involving several people resulted in the arrest of 2 men in Utica this week. 31-year-old Elijah Mitchell of Utica and 40-year-old Dwayne Floyd, also of Utica, face several charges, including the endangering the welfare of a child. That full story is up on our news site. Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers asking for the public's help in locating this week's wanted person of the week. Utica police are looking for Daniel Lee Brown of Blandina Street. There's a bench warrant and 3 arrest warrants detailed along with a photo at WIBX950.com. Any tips can be phoned in and sent in anonymously at MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com or by calling their hotline. Former Oneida County Sheriff's Deputy Aaron Alshaman, who is charged with setting fire to the home where his girlfriend and daughter were sleeping, faces 1 count of murder and 1 count of arson. He was due in court Thursday, but the plea bargain hearing was moved to next week, September 11th. Dozens of people removed from a food manufacturing plant in Cayuga County following an immigration raid. Agents and law enforcement officers arrived at the Nutrition Bar Confectioners facility in Cato yesterday as part of a U.S. Department of Homeland Security criminal investigation. About 100 people were working when the raid occurred. Some 400 contractors packed into a hotel ballroom Saturday. Actually, yesterday in Syracuse, the companies are looking to get contracts to help clear out some 700 acres of land for the future Micron plant coming to Clay. Central New York Lotto players are going to be lining up in the next couple of days. They try to win one of the biggest Powerball jackpots in history. At least $1.7 billion is up for grabs tomorrow night, making it the third largest jackpot in lottery history. Meanwhile, one expert says not to use Quick Pick. Quick Pick, which allows lottery computers to randomly pick the numbers for players, very popular. About 70 to 80% of players use it. But lottery expert Don Nettles warns the machine algorithm could be flawed, with a system capable of spitting out duplicate numbers, which could increase the likelihood of sharing the big prize. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/today. Ethos.com/today.
Stop in to the 14th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 6th and 7th. There will be a delicious array of authentic Lebanese and Greek food and desserts. Beer and wine also available. An assortment of vendors, crafts, live music, dancing, and more. The 14th Annual St. George Mediterranean Festival, September 6th and 7th at the St. George Orthodox Church on 350 Higbee Road in New Hartford. A portion of the proceeds will support the Willow Network of Utica. Sponsored by Naimi Auto Group, Town Square Media, and Bill's Roofing.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
We'll talk to Congressman Marlon Stutzman about the renaming and rebranding of the Big Beautiful Bill and trying to get that passed, as well as the new branding and new name for the Pentagon. He's on the Budget and Financial Services Committee. We'll discuss that. Senator Roger Marshall is standing by. He's on Budget and Health and Education Committees. But most importantly, I want to get his take on the anarchy at the RFK hearing yesterday. So let's get to the big three.
Number 3.
Well, I think he likely has had good dialogue with Putin. Putin talks peace in those conversations, but he doesn't follow through on it. He makes promises, but he doesn't keep them.
Yep, that is true, General Jack Keane. Bring on the pain for Vladimir Putin, Mr. President. Trump's still waiting on Putin as Europe outlines what security guarantees Ukraine would need from America. To me, Putin's showing us he's not ready for peace, so bring in the sanctions, the isolation, unfreeze his funds, and hand them to Zelensky.
Number 2.
Are you urging or encouraging any candidates in the New York City mayor's race to drop out to clear the field?
No, I don't like to see a communist become mayor, I will tell you that. And I don't think you can win unless you have one-on-one.
That is true, and the President of the United States cares about New York, although it's good for the Republican Party to have a Democrat fully reveal that they're Marxists and socialists. New York mayor's race getting Trump's attention. The White House makes moves to confront the radical Zohran Mamdani before the mayor Mamdani gets a chance to debate, whether it's Cuomo, whether it's Sliwa, whether it's Adams. We bring you the backroom deal making.
Number 1.
You're so wrong on your facts.
You're interrupting me, and sir, you're a charlatan.
Because you are citing data that you won't produce to the public. You're just making things up.
And you are sitting as Secretary of Health and Human Services? How can you be that ignorant?
Yeah, those are people just ranting and raving. Please tell me what was accomplished yesterday. Nothing short of a brawl in business suits as RFK takes and dishes attacks from both sides of the aisle on vaccines, personal health mandates, and more. It had to be heard to be believed. And here's a little of it. Here is a little of the exchange, and then we'll bring in Senator Marshall. Yesterday, for example, with Ron Wyden. Cut 5.
This is about kids being pushed in harm's way by reckless and repeated decisions to get scientists and doctors out of the way and allow conspiracy theories to dictate this country's health policy. I don't see any evidence that you have any regrets about anything you've done or plans to change it. And my last comment is, I hope that you will tell the American people how many preventable child deaths are an acceptable sacrifice for enacting an agenda that I think is fundamentally cruel and defies common sense. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Do I get a reply? Or, Senator, you've sat in that chair for how long? 20, 25 years, while the chronic disease in our children went up to 76%. And you said nothing. You never asked the question why it's happening. Why is this happening? Today, for the first time in 20 years, we learned that infant mortality has increased in our country. It's not because I came in here.
And that is just a little of the personal attacks every way to Sunday. Senator Roger Marshall, I'm sure you saw some of it. Your thoughts?
Brian, good morning. I was there for all of it. I think that, first of all, when you turn the lights on, it turns that place into a theater, and it's too sad. You're spot on. We did not accomplish anything yesterday. It was obvious to me the Democrats, the last person they talked to going in that room was their comms director, not their legislative director, to actually talk about policy. Many of us think that giving children 76 jabs by the time they're old enough to vote is throwing children in harm's way, that there's really no good reason to give a baby on day number 1 a hepatitis vaccine when you've got a negative test on mom and they're in a stable monogamous relationship. They're not on IV drugs. Of course, I'm an OB, delivered a baby every day for 25 years. And there's just so many ridiculousness of the vaccine schedule. I'm more of a measured person. I think that when Secretary Kennedy talks about transparency, what we're trying to do is empower parents and the doctors with good information so that you can make the best decision for your child. The Democrats always have this authoritative big brother thing that they think that if there's any vaccine out there, you should take it, put on 7 masks, let's say 6 foot apart from each other. They've got a prescription for everything. I'm the doctor that wants to inform you and have this discussion with you, and then we make the decision together.
So we know the Harvard poll comes out, and overall, 79% of Americans thinks vaccines work, 90% of Democrats, 68% of Republicans. You're a doctor. What if, for your kids, what vaccines do you make sure they have?
Absolutely, the MMR. You start that at 1 year of age. The benefits way outweigh the risk. Polio vaccination, I'm a huge fan of. I've raised money for it as well. The DPT, the diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus vaccine, I think are all great as well. I'm sure there's more. What I'm concerned about is the interaction amongst them. That when you give all these especially a 1-day-old baby, what's it doing to the development of the baby's and the child's immune system? Is this why everybody has a peanut allergy or autoimmune diseases or spiky autism? All these. I can't prove any of that. All I know is something is wrong. Let's be a little bit more measured when we choose which vaccines we're going to give it. There's a time to give the hepatitis vaccine, and some babies do need it on day number 1, but my grandchildren did not need hepatitis B vaccine on day number 1.
So I heard Senator Cassidy's questions. They were all good, but he did not wait for any answers. What is the approach, Senator, of having – this guy's already got confirmed, so don't tell me you just want to make a speech. What's the sense of not leaving him time to talk?
It is tough when you have 5 minutes, and I understand too. I cut him off once myself because I wanted to get to the next question. I don't have a good answer except I go back to this. It's a comms moment. It's a made for TV moment, and everyone's trying to get their second on your show or on your morning show, right?
Here is Senator Marty McCary, and just about the approach of this version of HHS. Cut 14.
We've had a myopic approach to health where we only talk about drugs and surgery. And I can tell you from my career as a physician at Johns Hopkins for 22 years, it's a system that's just a treadmill where you are just incentivized to bill and code and treat and operate. And so we've had this giant blind spot that no one has talked about until Secretary Kennedy, and that is to talk about school lunch programs, not just putting every 6-year-old on Ozempic, to talk about food as medicine and the microbiome and gut health, to talk about chemicals that cause cancer, not just the chemo to treat it. So we have an exciting agenda now where the NIH is studying root causes.
Well, they're excited. I'm excited. The Maha movement's excited, but it doesn't seem like anyone in Congress is excited. I saw another Republican, Senator Wasserman, had big questions. So what level of excitement do you have, and what about how do you feel about the need to address some of these fundamental things?
You know, hallelujah for Dr. McCary. He is absolutely spot on. I've spent hours and hours working with Marty, who I've known for several years, and Secretary Kennedy working on what MAHA legislation looks to put air beneath their wings. And, you know, it starts with food as medicine. We're trying to get whole milk back in school. We're working with our farmers to make more healthy food, to use less pesticides, less fertilizers, more nutrient-rich food. That's what we should have been talking about yesterday, Brian. Instead, everyone, you just mentioned the word COVID vaccine, and everybody loses their mind. They go to their political corner, and then we're going to fight about this stupid virus one more time. It is so frustrating. I want to talk about this chronic disease epidemic. 76%, as Secretary Kennedy said, 76% of Americans have a chronic disease. 20% of our children are on some type of a prescription drug right now. We have an epidemic of mental health illness in our youth and young adults as well. Why? Because of social media. There's legislation out there to make things better. We've got that package together, and that'll be my goal for the rest of this semester in Congress.
Yeah, so I want to bring you to Ukraine if I can. The president yesterday said he's going to talk to Vladimir Putin again. He hasn't run out of patience. I think it's done. If you watched him with the Chinese leader and the North Korean leader, he has no interest in peace. Here's Emmanuel Macron says he's finalizing American support in the phone call yesterday, cut 26.
The conclusion of this call is simple. In the following days, we will finalize the American support to these security guarantees.
So they want to talk about security guarantees. I think it's time to up-arm Ukraine because it's the only thing Vladimir Putin understands. What are your thoughts?
You're absolutely right. The only thing that Putin understands is power, is strength himself. And really, I don't think he does anything differently until he sees Europe stepping it up. I think they're the ones that need to step it up right now, that they need to stop buying gasoline and LNG from Putin. They're still buying LNG. They're buying almost half of Putin's LNG that he's exporting. I want the United States to keep doing our part, but really my focus is on Europe. I'm all in on these sanctions, doubling down on them. I've been calling for that since the day that they invaded. I don't know why we're dragging our feet, but it's done talking with him right now. He's only going to respond to strength, to power. That's all that he understands. This guy is a cold-blooded killer. Common sense is not going to work with him.
We're literally having a war on drugs before it gets to our borders. You saw that boat that got blown out of the water off the coast of Venezuela. They actually had a jet buzz one of our ships yesterday. That better not